most on the front of everyone's mind right now is what's been happening with the various broadcasts going on this week between our governor and our president and the changes that are being implemented in our nation. So we thought it'd be good to start off as the leadership of CrossPoint to have some of our elders and myself share what does that mean for us as CrossPoint right now, and then what does it mean for us as an opportunity as believers. So my message is going to be very different today, but I thought I'd have Terry and Eric share just a little bit from that. So Terry, from your perspective as an elder chair, can you share with a little bit about the congregation of what you're seeing from a leadership point?
Well, I think one of the things we're seeing as leadership is responding to what's going on in the community. And I think that our challenge for us as elders and the leadership is to respond to what's happening, looking at how, as followers of Christ, we can be a witness in this process, but also be responsive. And that's the reason, of course, we canceled having corporate worship here today.
Yeah. Terry, you sent out an encouragement to our elders this week that I thought was excellent. But we also asked the elders to be involved in something with each elder has a list of people that they have as a care list. So what have the elders done in regard to that, and what can people look for in regards to that in the future?
Yeah, one of the challenges that we've done as elders is to reach out to each of you within our church family and follow what's going on. How can we help you through the stress, through all the dynamics that are going on, whether it's employment, whether it's finances, or just encouragement in talking with people who can't visit their parents or siblings who are in nursing homes right now because of the lockdowns. All of those kinds of dynamics. And we want to stay connected, and let us know how we can help you.
Yeah. So the elders each took their care list, and we had them call or email or text everyone on their list, following up after our announcement on Friday. But they want to make sure that you're able to contact them. So we have some ways that you can contact the church and the church office during this time. You can either email us or you can call directly to the church phone and leave a voice message there. If you have the contact number or email for your elders, you can reach out to them personally. You can reach out to me personally, and we'll get back to you in regards to your questions and your needs. We want to be there to support you. One of the ways that we have support happening in our body is through our community groups. Eric, could you speak a little bit about that as a community group leader and maybe some ideas of how this could be used?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a lot of opportunity to love on each other through this time, right? It's going to be difficult to gather together through this time, so finding ways to get together other ways, right? Whether that's texting each other, emailing back and forth, finding ways to give a phone call back to your group, finding out where people are at, right? What's the thoughts, what's the concerns within the groups that are running, and how we can care for each other in these times. I mean, I know with the announcement this morning from the governor on school closures, right, there's going to be challenges for some parents moving forward. So, you know, talking with your group, talking with the family members there that have younger kids, you know, do they have the capability to take care of the kid or whatnot while they're potentially having to work or different things like that. So making sure that we're in contact with each other, staying connected through this time is going to be really, really important, both for the health of the body, but also for just the way that we can care for each other and really stay connected through this time, as it's going to be, you know, stressful being apart for a while.
Yeah. And so what do we mean by being apart? Some of that means that right now for this week, we're saying that no large gatherings will be taking place here at our CrossPoint building. If you're in a community group, depending on that group, I think those groups need to make decisions that are wise according to your group's dynamics and need with that. But at least communicating together through email and phone calls with those groups. This week, our elders will be meeting on Monday night. We're going to be reviewing some more of the documents that have been coming out and the suggestions from public health and other things, and making determinations in regards to our ministry here and the impact. Following that Monday night meeting, we'll let everyone know what short and long-term possibilities there are of what it's going to be impacting. With that in mind, this week, right now, I've spoken with Vicki, and our Tuesday morning women's study will not be taking place this week, so if you're part of that study, that won't be happening. The one thing that we will have is we'll have a prayer time here still on Wednesday night. That may change in regards to how many people come out. We want to maintain that we don't have groups of 10 or more than 10 people gathering in a smaller area. And so on Wednesday night, if we get a bunch of people coming out to pray in regards to what's happening, which would encourage that, we'll break up into rooms. And we'll have people that are involved in helping to lead that. So encourage some of our elders to come out that night and assist with prayer and those needs that are there. Throughout the week, if you have some questions or need to talk to someone, you can free to stop in at the church. I will be here throughout the week and available to interact and talk with people about what is happening, what their needs are in their life. But as we said, the elders and the elder board want to assist you. We know that some people's jobs are going to be impacted, whether or not it means you're working at home or because of your job you're unable to work. We know that there's supposed to be some aid for businesses to be able to continue to maintain some people's employment and those needs. But at the same time, we don't know what that's going to mean. If you have financial need because of this, please talk to myself or one of the elders. We want to come alongside and support you, and we have funds that have been set aside as a church for that purpose, for that reason. And so a lot of unknowns going on that we don't have the answers for, but we will seek out answers and we will let you know as you question us on those things. Anything else as leadership that you want to share right now with the congregation?
I think ultimately it's recognizing that God's called us together as a church family for times like this. Both to support one another and to reach out to those around us and share the hope that's available. And I just encourage all of you to look at that. That's been the challenge that I put forth to the elders here.
Yeah. Eric?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the biggest opportunity we have for a body like this, right? That is family in that way, to be able to reach out to our neighbors, as we've been talking about over the last year here, and really show love to the community around us, right? It's a great opportunity for us to, look for a neighbor that's maybe elderly, can't get out to the store, or is at risk or in fear of going out to the store or things like that. Can you get them some groceries, things like that, in that way? How can you care for those around you is a great opportunity. Another thing too, if you need to get out, right, you need to get some fresh air, stop by the church. If you haven't dropped off your check or whatever else, I brought mine in today so that I can drop it off here at the church, just from an offering standpoint, right? It's going to be important that we continue to be able to operate as a church from that perspective. There's definitely online giving opportunities from that perspective too. So there's a lot of great ways to get involved here at CrossPoint, even when we can't gather as a large group, right? And we'll be talking more about that as elders. How can we find ways to have the family participate together, even when we can't gather corporately in large groups and things like that. So look for more information from us. Look for more communication. And by the way, if you haven't heard from your elder or something like that, make sure your contact information is up to date with the church here. That's another great opportunity for making sure that you're getting the communication. I know I had a couple people I had trouble getting a hold of this week as I was trying to contact them. So.
Yep, I've even had some people texting in right now. Who is our elder? Yeah. So if you've not heard from that, you can contact us. And if I hear from you, I will contact your elder and make sure that they get a hold of you. So make sure that we do that. As a church, we have on a wall out in our hallway what we've called our picture frame. It's who we are as a church. I want to just reiterate some things before we go into a message time this morning. Our purpose for why we exist is to guide people through life change in Jesus Christ. Opportunities like this exist because when our faith is called to be tested, faith without being tested is just an opportunity. When we get tested, the response that we have is a demonstration of if our faith is real or not. And so when we're saying that we're about guiding people into life change through Jesus Christ, do we really mean that? When we say that our guiding priority is relationships, and what that means when we talk about relationships is that we're increasingly reflecting the heart of Jesus Christ through our relationships with God, with each other as a body, and with our world. Are we truly reflecting the heart of Christ in those relationships? During times like this is a time when people are fearful, and we see it all over. I mean, why does it make any sense that you walk into a store and there's no toilet paper on the shelf, right? Or you go into these stores and everything's just empty. People out of fear are going in and they're stockpiling and hunkering down and protect ourselves. Our faith right now has an opportunity to be seen for what it really is. And so as we talk about our guiding principles and what's important to us as a church, and that we're about engaging with others, when we're told that we have to practice social distancing, that does not mean isolation. The only people that are isolating are those that are in danger of receiving the disease, or if you currently have the disease. The rest of us need to be just careful and cautious. And so we have an opportunity during this time to reach out in new ways and for our faith to be seen. And that's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit this morning as we continue with Ecclesiastes. So if you have any other questions, email, text us, let us know. We'll have the elders be getting a hold of people directly as we work through this together. Let's take some time and pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for opportunities for our faith to be tested. That we live here under the sun in this current environment as a way for others to know who you are, and that through that they may have peace in the midst of turmoil. So we ask right now, Father, that you would be guiding and directing us as we, as leadership, determine steps that need to be taken for public health, but that as we also step out and challenge in regard to how we walk alongside of others. So we ask that you would put your hand over our congregation. Let us be a true light in the midst of a very dark time. In your name, amen. Thanks, guys.